mountains. So here we are on another mountain biking, bikepacking adventure, and this time we are on the island of
Jura.
That's right. Behind us we have, if you're not blinded by the sun, we have the Jura distillery, the source of all the fine whiskey of Jura that goes around the world. We've got our Moxies out again, and we got here. How did we get here?
Well, we hopped on a ferry from Kennaicraig on the west coast of Scotland, and that took us across to the island of Islay, and then that's about a 2-hour ferry, and then it's just a little island hop from Islay to Jura on a little foot passenger ferry. Well, actually there was cars on it as well.
But, so it is it's a big ferry and then a little ferry. And then when we were on the ferry to Islay, we were cruising down the loch and we saw these hilltops out to the side, and they were just like, the heads were in the cloud, but they were the most distinctive, so called the Paps of Jura. So we're hopefully going to go and camp somewhere up near the bottom of those hills, but kind of feeling like we're up there.
Just ourselves to please, really, and a bit of exploring.
That's right. And there's a few nice things that might line up with us. There's supposed to be a big harvest moon, and there's supposed to be maybe the Aurora Borealis, and there's supposed to be clear skies for stars, and so we kind of feel like it's all lined up.
That now, aren't
I
you?
know, if any of that, it's all going to happen. It's going to be glorious, and we're going to capture it all, hopefully. We're a bit rusty because we haven't been doing this for a little while. We were hoping to go from here up this track to this loch and right up into the Paps of Jura. But this forest estate is apparently a private drive, which, fair enough, it goes up right beside the house. So there's apparently a walker's path 1.5 miles north of here. See if we can pick that up. It isn't on the Ordnance Survey maps, so we're not quite sure what we're going to get, but either way, we'll give it a whirl.
One of our typical routes then.
Yes, yes, it's starting well. We can just sleep under the ridge. Nicely done. Right, now next obstacle is what looks like the most awful style ever. These plank tools. That one really bent. Okay. First obstacle overcome. So we're going to head up. There's a faint line on the ground. There's the route. I'll take us round that shoulder and take us up to a loch, and hopefully it'll be quite spectacular. We'll get up before the midges hit us.
Well, you better start moving then.
Oh, I better start moving. They're here.
I can do that.
You can do it, Yeah! You're ready. This trip was long overdue, a return to exploring Scotland's west coast. There's something about being dropped off by boat on an island that makes it feel like a real adventure. On this trip we had a simple goal: explore these islands by bike. Yeah. Boggy quest at the moment. We've had the tick invasion. We had about 5 or 6 ticks running up my legs, And Lindsay quickly dished out the, not the skin so soft, what do you call it? Smidge.
Smidge. 0 tick count since the smidge.
Little Velcro strap off somebody's pack or rucksack or kit or something like that. We've got trash-free trails. Also currently holding my banana. Happy days. That hill has had its head in the clouds all day, and we're getting a lot closer. There we go. That's much nicer. Looks much nicer. It's that time. There you go. Ah. There you go.
Top muppetry.
So we've made a joint executive decision, is that right?
Yeah, we've reached a point of exhaustion. We'll sleep here.
Yeah.
That's about the size.
That's about the size of it, yeah. It gets dark in an hour and 10 minutes.
But
So we've hiked up through all this boggy bits.
Lots of boggy
We can now
bits.
see the 3 Paps, and our little reservoir, our lock-in that we hope to get to, is just round there. And that would be ace. But you wouldn't see this. And you can see the Isle of Arran. I'll take some other shots and stuff with the other camera, but it's absolutely stunning. So we're going to try a little bit of the best of both worlds. We feel like we're in the mountains.
Yeah, because that just doesn't that look as though it could be in the Cairngorms?
Yeah, we're both knackered. We're both covered in peat, muck, ticks.
Not talking sense.
Yeah. And it's time to pitch a tent.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it. Lindsay's giving up on the tent, just going straight for sleep. So candles would be a bit flammable in a tent. No? Well, that's not too bad. I accidentally, we have a nice little one that just connects in around these bits, which we used in our trip to Abernethy last year. That one's only about, 5 or 6 feet, but I accidentally picked up the 20 feet of LED lights bundled by mistake. So we've got an excess of interior decoration on this trip. What are you dining on this evening?
I have chicken fajita.
Very good. I'm about to get stuck into some vegetable chipotle chili. So we're going to enjoy these and have a little relaxation, and then good night. So
Good night, and we'll see you in the morning.
for the last while, Lindsay has been capturing our adventures on an old Fuji camera that she has been handed down from our son, who is a photographer. Carrying a mirrorless camera on these adventures certainly takes a little extra effort, but it allows her to capture moments from her perspective each day. She's also responsible for making sure she gets a banger for our thumbnails. It brings together our creativity in a way which we'll enjoy looking back on when watching these videos in years to come. What are you making?
Got some porridge with extras.
Seeds and fruit and stuff that's in there.
Oh, and more importantly,
And then yeah, a bit of chocolate.
chocolate.
All extra energy. So what's it like out there this morning?
It's really still, really peaceful.
No midgies? It's a midgie count.
I wouldn't say it's a 0 midgie count, but it's not bad. There's not clouds of midgies.
And there's still a little cloud in the top. More cloud in the sky than there was yesterday, unfortunately. Which did mean no sunrise. I did check at 6 o'clock this morning, but there was no sunrise.
Did you get out of the tent?
No, but that wasn't required. Good enough. Bog sock. And bog shoes. Yeah. Day 2 boggy socks. We've got to go back down the way we came.
Let's have a look at the sock. Let's have a look at the sock.
Yeah, well, they're pretty quality boggy socks. Actually, do you know what? I've had worse. I think I've actually had more minging socks.
Did you squeeze them out?
Yeah.
Wring out the bog?
We have to go back the way we came, so there's no point in putting dry ones on. And then hopefully we'll go, the sun will come out, but the sun's not coming out properly until about 5 o'clock tonight, which is later than we hoped. So the next 2 days will be the sunny days. Unfortunately, we camped up here, hopefully to see the moon, the aurora and the stars, but the cloud came in, so next time. But we'll find a spot on the beach and hopefully try and still capture some stuff. What's happened?
I've dropped my crochet needle.
You dropped your crochet needle. Only in a field. What's it? This is a bit bigger than a haystack though, Lance.
Yeah, I think looking for a needle in a haystack is a little bit like it. It's a silver needle.
It wouldn't have got like caught on you and
I don't think
carried
so.
across.
I just laid it on the roll of wool just right here. I should have put it inside the bag.
And he was doing a spot of crochet work whilst I was doing a little bit of drone capturing.
Finished my little square from a for the patchwork.
You're all done, and now you've lost your needle. You're needleless.
Yeah.
Oh.
After a mass search, we found the needle in the haystack. Well, you found the needle in the haystack.
Yes.
Very well done.
It's all right. The adventure may continue. There's about to be
we can now proceed.
Smaller options. You happy now?
Yes, definitely.
A little bit of crocheting in the mountains.
I shall hang on to that needle for grim death.
We are back on tarmac after that little muddy episode, and we're heading back to the Jura Hotel.
Yes, maybe get some lunch.
In search of coffee, morning coffee and afternoon lunch all in one. Thought we'd found a great pitch for putting the tent up. Might get a wee surprise if one of these arrived. Nice flat bit as well. I think we've found our own little bit of paradise here on Jura. What do you think?
That's a pretty special spot, isn't it?
We've got the bay here. The Craig house is just down there where we saw the seaplane taking off earlier, and we had a little lunch in the Jura Hotel, which was lovely, and ice cream.
We got the view of where we were last night,
so
and
yeah,
the lee of the Pap.
that's it. So we've got the 3 Paps up there, and then this lower hill is the one we slept on, just on that kind of over it. So we'd hiked up there. There's bits of the trail that we took, you can see. And this cloud's all supposed to clear away by about 5 o'clock, and we might get our view of the aurora and the stars and the moon and everything we were hoping for, with the mountains and the sea. But
the sun has already come out and it's really warm.
Yeah.
I think that water is beckoning. What do you reckon?
Time for a dip.
Maybe. Little swim.
That's it. You bring your bikini?
I've brought my bikini, of course, like every good bikepacking trip should have a bikini.
Excellent. You have to run for miles. It's not quite as deep as we thought.
Oh, we're on our holidays now.
It's the life.
Oh, very much so. Happy, happy days.
I've got my mountains and I've got my ocean.
Yeah, let's get the mountains in. There we are.
France.
Can you feel the warmth of that sun on your skin? Wow.
I don't know how well the audio is going to work because we've just dunked this in the sea, but we were just saying that we're here swimming in the sunshine, and last year, about a month from now, in sort of mid-October, we did a video up in Glen Affric, and the mountains were snow-capped, and it was
Proper autumn.
cool, and the trees had almost finished going copper and leaves starting to fall, and that's only really about 4 or 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
So
But
this is so
what
lucky.
a rare treat to be able to swim in these clear, green, beautiful Atlantic waters, and to be able to look up and see the mountains over there. I swim in the sea regularly, but it's a very rare thing to have a mountain view.
In contrast to yesterday's tussock, the tussock dancing, flattening of tussocks, and
Yeah, it took us about maybe half an hour to find a very semi
and
flat
we're
spot.
really thick airbeds, and we're still stuffing plenty of clothes underneath them to fill the big dips.
Yeah,
that
you
were
couldn't
underneath
have slept there without those, the kind of plump airbeds, I don't think, because you'd have been. But
them.
anyway,
You can play snooker on that.
yeah, it took me half an hour to find that spot last night. And there we are.
Excellent.
I think that will do just nicely. So we haven't gone very far today. I think maybe less than 15k, but we couldn't pass up on this little cove, so we've enjoyed just having a swim here, sitting a while on the rocks, gazing out to sea. Yeah, I think we'll have some al fresco dining for our tea, and hopefully, if we're in luck, we might even get a starry sky, maybe, just maybe, a glimpse of the aurora. That really would be the icing on the cake if we could get that. So I've come to the conclusion that bike packing doesn't always have to be hard. It doesn't have to be about going miles and miles. I think sometimes the bike can just take you to a beautiful spot. It allows you to go slow enough to find the sort of place that you would like to stop and rest a while and just be in. Just taking it all in, spending a few lazy hours listening and absorbing, and just enjoying being.
Pudding time then?
Time for food.
And tonight's food is Prince's.
When's the last time you had a Prince's fruit cocktail?
It's been a while.
Choose which one would you like.
Oh, I'll just take this one. Thank you very much. It's very nice. Tropical fruit to go with our tropical location. So I'm hoping our little microphone has dried out and you can hear me properly now. I don't sound like I'm speaking underwater. I'm setting up a shot for you to get the slow motion time lapse of the sun setting behind our tents and things. And I've brought an old GoPro 8 along with me with the GoPro Labs firmware downloaded, which gives an extended time lapse. And so that's running on a really cheap old stick that I've got just literally stuck in the ground. And yeah, you got a picture there. There we go. You can see the view. That's going to take a picture every 5 seconds, and sunset is in about an hour. And it should go down behind the Paps, hopefully give us a nice sky. Our second day saw us transition from a boggy hillside to exploring the coastline and watching the seaplanes come and go. We found a beautiful cove with white sand that gave us a perfectly flat pitch. We enjoyed swimming in the crystal clear waters and waiting on the beach for sunset. This moment of peace and time, with just the waves lapping on the shore, was exceptionally tranquil and a real pleasure. We look forward to sharing the rest of this adventure on these islands next time. We hope you enjoyed our adventure on the Isle of Jura. If you did, please consider dropping us a little like below. It helps us out an awful lot. And if you fancy watching some more of our adventures, do subscribe to the channel with a link below.